Hello students, in chapter 12 friction, today we will start with types of friction. Basically friction is of three types: static friction, sliding friction and rolling friction. Let's first start with static friction. What is static friction? The maximum frictional force that is present between any two objects when one object is just tend to move or slip over the surface of other object is called static friction. Means static friction is a kind of starting friction, you can say, because an object is just tends to start move at that time. It is not actually moving. The object remains at the stationary position, means you can say the object is at rest. Suppose a wooden block is there on a horizontal, on a surface, you can say, okay, and you are applying a force to push that object, but that wooden block is not getting moved, means it is not you won't able to move it because its motion is being opposed by the force of friction which acts on that object from the opposite direction. And the moment you succeed in your, means you applied more force and you able to move that object, that moment you can say your force is greater than that the static friction which is acting on that object. Okay, so once it started moving, the type of friction will be different, but when it was at rest, the type of friction which act on that object was static friction. Remember that students, in static friction the object is actually not moving or sliding over the other object. It is only tends to start to move. Okay, means you can say the object is at rest. The next friction is sliding friction. The frictional force present when one object moves slowly or starts sliding over the surface of other object is known as sliding friction. Sliding friction is smaller than the static friction. Remember this, huh? And why is it so? Because it is easy. You all will feel it. Feel this, huh? It is easy to keep an object moving which is already in motion, then the object to move which is at rest. Okay, then why sliding friction is smaller than the static friction? It is because you all know that friction arises due to irregularities between the surfaces. So when the object is already started moving, or you can say it is in sliding motion, okay, the irregularities on its surfaces do not get enough time to lock into the irregularities on the surface of other object, and because of which the interlocking between the two surfaces is weak, and therefore sliding friction is smaller than the static friction. The next type of friction is rolling friction. When an object rolls over the surface of other object, so that time the type of friction which act on that type of friction which acts on that moving, that rolling object is rolling friction, and rolling friction is much less than the sliding friction. When you will compare the three types of friction, static friction is the most strongest one, then sliding, and after then the least, or you can say the weaker type of friction is rolling friction. Now the next topic is friction is a necessary evil. Why we are calling it as a necessary evil? Because when you will go through your daily life activities or number of examples, you will find that in many cases we need friction, because without friction we won't able to do that particular task, and in some cases the friction is going to harm us. That's why we used to say friction is a necessary evil, means it is necessary also, but in sometimes it used to harm us also. So here we are going to deal with both advantages of friction and disadvantages of friction. Let's start with the advantages of friction. Friction advantages means we are talking about why friction is necessary, because it helps us in performing many of our daily activities. See what all examples we are including. Friction enables us to walk without slipping. Students, we able to walk on the ground because friction between the sole of our shoes and the ground prevents us from slipping over the ground, and we won't able to walk on any of the wet or slippery ground because the friction is less there. That's why we used to slip off because when we step out on a banana peel. Remember this, okay? Now another advantage is friction enables a car to move on ground without skidding, because it is the friction between the tires of car and the road which enables the car to move forward, okay, without slipping down. If there will be no friction between car and the tires and the road, the wheels of the car, they can't able to move forward, they may get spin or anything can happen, okay? Now friction enables us to apply the brakes and slow down. All of you aware of this, we apply brakes, then only we slow down and stop. So if friction will not be there, we won't able to stop our vehicle or bicycle. Friction enables us to write and draw on paper. Even with the help of chalk, we are able to write on board because of friction only. There is a friction between the needles of the pencil and the paper, or the chalk and the blackboard, okay? Now friction also help us to pick up or hold the things. If there will be less friction, we won't able to hold the things. You just imagine if a glass is having being oily from outside, you won't able to hold that. It will be slip off from your hands. That's why it is the friction which help us to hold the things. Now many other examples are also there. We able to put nails on wall or on wooden surfaces. It is due to friction only. We able to light a matchstick also. It is due to friction between the matchstick head and the rough surface of the matchbox. So all these are different examples which proves that friction is necessary. Now the disadvantages of friction. Now friction causes objects to wear away. Means वो खराब करता है चीजों को. This wear and tear, due to friction, it depends upon the material or the nature of the two surfaces, okay? So some examples you can see here, that friction wears away the soles of our shoes or the tires of the vehicles. Means continuous use of your that shoe, you will find that the soles of the shoe get weared off, and even the tires of the vehicles, it used to be weared off as it get older. And friction also wears out the rubbing machine parts. The machine parts used to make sounds and all. Even our gates which you used to open and close, that gates also used to make sound. It is due to friction, okay? Friction wears out the brake pads of vehicles. Students, you all will observe whenever you buy a new bicycle, the brake pad looks different, and as the time passes, the brake pad of the bicycle, it gets worn out. It is due to friction only, and we have to get it changed, okay? The friction wears out the steps of staircases in buildings or in the foot over bridges. You will observe this, that continuous walking of the peoples in the steps of staircases, it used to wear the steps also get wears out. Then friction produces heat which may damage the machine parts, and it will lead to decrease in the efficiency of different machines. So all these were the disadvantages of friction. Now as per our need, we can increase the friction and we can decrease the friction by following certain methods. So what are the different methods of increasing friction? See, grooves are made in the soles of the shoes to increase the friction and prevent slipping. Grooves, you all will observe your shoes, the shoe soles have the grooves which help to increase the friction. Means it will make the surface more irregular. So it will increase the friction which help to get a more better grip with the ground, and you can walk safely, okay? In the same manner, when you will observe the tires of the vehicles, it also the tire texture is made like that. The treated design used to be there, so that it will increase the friction with the road surface and prevent the skidding of vehicles on the roads, okay? Even when you will observe the athletes shoes, okay, what you will find that it has the spikes. What is the role of that spikes? It will increase the friction and prevent the slipping, okay? Then whenever you will observe a gymnast, before their performance, they will apply some coarse substance on their hands to increase friction for better grip. Now let's discuss some methods of reducing friction. In some cases, friction is harmful to us. Just now I told you. So in such cases, we wish to reduce the friction so as to make it less harmful for us. For example, friction between different machine parts, it causes a lot of wear and tear to the machine parts, which leads to less production and undesirable heat or loss of energy. So many things happen. So we can reduce friction by different methods. The very first means, if more rough surface will be there, so more friction. So what we have to do, we have to make the surface smooth. That we can do by polishing. That is the first method. Another, we can reduce friction by applying lubricants like oil or grease to the rubbing surface. Whenever you will put oil or grease, it will cover up the irregularities between two surfaces, and so that the friction will be less. Okay. In the same manner, what else we can do? Or you are having one more example. Whenever we used to play carom board and we have to reduce friction, what we will do, we used to put the fine powder, and so that our coins will move smoothly on it. Okay. Another method is, friction can be reduced by using wheels to move the objects. You all have observed that luggage bags, it carries wheels which can easily help the heavy luggages also to carry easily. Okay. Then another method, we can reduce friction by using ball bearings. It is used in different machine parts. Okay, ball bearings, it consists of many small metal balls which helps to reduce the friction between the machine parts. Now the next is fluid friction. Now what is fluid friction? Fluid friction is exerted by liquids and gases. The liquids and gases are fluids. Those substances which are able to flow easily are called fluids. Okay. And the frictional force exerted by fluid, that is either air or water, is called drag. Remember, this is called drag. The frictional force exerted by fluid on an object, it depends on different factors. Like the first one, speed of the object. Higher the speed of the object moving through a fluid, greater will be the frictional force. Remember this. Okay, higher the speed, greater will be the frictional force. Second factor which affects the fluid friction is shape of the object. The objects having streamlined shape face less frictional force when moving through the fluid than the objects which do not have a streamlined shapes. Okay, I hope you all are aware of a streamlined shape. Then next factor which affect the frictional force is size of the object. Larger the size of an object moving through the fluid, greater will be the frictional force act on it. And the last one is nature of the fluid. Higher the thickness of fluid, means the viscosity of fluid, greater will be the frictional force acting on that object moving through it. Now how we can reduce the fluid friction? We can reduce the fluid friction only by giving a special shape, that is streamlined shape, to the objects which move through fluids like air or water. You all will observe an aeroplane has a streamlined shape to reduce the air friction. A water boat is having a streamlined shape when it moves through the water. Okay. The rockets are also built in a streamlined shape so that it can minimize the air friction. So with this, I hope the fluid friction is clear to you all.